Hello, magical ones. So, I am doing a little series here talking about the tower in tarot and how it relates to my healing work, what a tower moment is, and how it relates to deep transformative work, and how it relates to shadow work. So, I'm just going to be going over some of that stuff and how it relates to my work and how it will be relating to my workshop, just to kind of give you a little bit more information about what I do and how I do it and why I do it. So first we're going to talk about, briefly, the tarot card, the Tower, which to a lot of people is a scary, not super fun card to get. Because it can be disruptive and traumatic in nature. And of course, all readers might interpret it a different way, so I always like to have that sort of disclaimer that this is how I interpret the tower and how it relates to my work. Specifically, every reader is different, and I definitely respect anybody else's methods that they use. Anyway, so first I'm going to talk about the Tower card very briefly in tarot if you're not familiar. So the tarot card is one of the major arcana cards. It's a one of the big players, kind of one of the major arcana cards are the ones that have bigger kind of more impactful messages, and they're more broad sweeping. So the Tower card is preceded by the Devil card, and it's followed by the Star card in tarot. So the Devil card is, the meaning behind the Devil card is kind of being in bondage of sorts, and it can be in bondage from excess, addiction. It can be a bondage of societal pressures or pressures on you. It can also be like trapped in your own box of self-sabotage and self-doubt, or old defeating thoughts or belief systems. It can be, like I said, societal pressures, and it can also be or a toxic relationship of any kind. So that's the meaning of the Devil card, which is what comes before the Tower. And then comes the Tower card after the Devil card, which is like the crumbling of all those old systems and bondages, kind of the tearing away. It's basically as if you had a house or a tower on a cracked or crumbling foundation. So when the foundation starts to go, everything else crumbles on top of it. So the Tower is like this kind of catastrophic feeling of an entire reality or paradigm kind of being shifted and cleared away, and in an aggressive sort of intense way that can bring up a lot of challenging feelings, challenging emotions, and trauma. Sometimes it can be traumatic in nature. I keep looking over here because I have my notes, so bear with me. And then it's followed by the Star, which represents new beginnings, optimism, spiritual clarity, spiritual journey, and transformation. So it's a very optimistic card. It's kind of like the cleared path ahead. So that is the, excuse me. I just heard my cat hissing, so I'm like, what's going on? So that's that. And then we come to the point of, I call them Tower moments. Okay, so what is a Tower moment, so to speak? So a Tower moment is like an end of something, the end of a relationship of any kind, a crumbling, like I said, of a belief structure that was no longer of service to you, or something that, or a certain reality that you held about yourself, or who you are, or a drastic change in life of any capacity. It could be like a sudden move, selling of a childhood home or a home that you've had for a long time, anything that kind of held you together in any way, that was like this false sense of security, that is just no longer in service. So massive paradigm and reality shifts. It usually is like, it can be something external, but what's happening is the external is a reflection of a soul and spirit level change that is ready to be made within you. So sometimes it requires these external events to create the shift within you, because you get kind of pushed into it in a way by a life event or some sort of crisis or a scenario that's very life-changing in that nature. So it can be a lot of different things, and it can also have it can also be a domino effect. Like if you've recently taken plant medicine, if you've done any psychedelics, oftentimes tower moments can happen after those. Now, I do recommend that you be very careful when engaging in those activities. Make sure you have support and guidance and you're well informed. But I do notice that a lot of times these kind of plant medicines can also accelerate the process of tower moments, because they can create massive paradigm and reality shifts of the psyche and the spirit. So anyway, so that is the long and the short of what a tower moment means and what the tower means in tarot. I will be creating a couple short videos going over this some more. Now, I am starting at the end of March. The doors, so to speak, will open March 24th for my healing intensive. It's called Illuminating the Shadows Healing Intensive, and it's going to be a virtual online healing intensive workshop that's going to, I've discussed it a little bit on my channel before. It's going to be 6 months long. It's going to have individual coaching and group coaching, customized ritual and readings. It's going to have a myriad of resources coming from me. And I'm sure a myriad of resources coming from within the group, with those that have reserved their spots. There are only a few spots available now. So if you are interested, please get a hold of me. You can get a hold of me via Facebook message or via DMs on Instagram to reserve your spot and see what it entails. If you have any questions, also feel free to message me to inquire about any of that. So this concludes the first video of a series, a very short series that I will be recording for you guys. I hope you have a beautiful day, and thank you for watching.